Okay, hey everyone. My name is Aubrey Bisher, and I am on staff here with Youth for Christ, and I run some campus life clubs. And this over here is
Emily Avila. Hi, everybody. I am a senior at Central High School and also a member of Generation Z.
she is. She's in campus life club, and she's awesome. So, Emily, today we are talking about Gen Z sharing the gospel with millennials. So, you're the Gen Z, I'm the millennial, and so you're going to teach me some super cool stuff today, and I'm really excited because you're so so my first question is to you, what does it mean to have a relationship with Jesus?
Well, to me, having a relationship with Jesus means having a personal connection that you can always count on. Having that personal connection really helps guide the way you want to live your life. You want to live your life in a stable way where you can have personal growth and have someone who's there for you all the time. Because most of the time we feel that we don't have anybody or that people fail us, but Jesus was always there for us. And he's always there to guide us on the journey that we want to take and help us make the right decisions and help us learn from the decisions that we make that sometimes we aren't proud of because everything's a learning experience.
So true. I feel that, girl. So, as a member of Gen Z, or what's something that could help us understand your generation a little more?
Well, my generation is very different than previous generations. So we like to do our own thing, but not too different to the point where we're looked at weird or funny in some way. We like doing our own thing that's personal to us. We we do like to look at other generations and learn from them, but we also want to kind of have our own thing going where it feels personal and it doesn't feel like it's being controlled by somebody else. For example, our relationships with God, we want it to feel personal and our own. We don't want to feel like we're just copying in our parents' footsteps or doing just what they want us to do because eventually you won't feel that passion to keep that relationship alive and it'll just fall apart eventually and you'll get lost. So we like to make sure that what we're doing is something that's passionate for us, something that we want to have a hunger for. And many times we're looked down on because we're younger, because we're more in the tech world, we see things differently. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. It just means we have a different perspective that can help us grow in ways that previous generations might not have experienced. Because as times change, so do our relationships with others, with Christ. And so we want to feel that we have some type of control over our lives, but not to the point where we're alone. We like having that relationship with Jesus because he helps us guide through everything that we go through. And it's hard being a younger generation in these times because so much is so uncertain. We don't know what's going on, and we always like to know what's going on. But just having Jesus with us helps us understand the times a little bit more and knowing that we have that inner peace. We know what who we can go to during these tough times.
The main theme I'm hearing from you, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that so much of how you see your relationship with Jesus is so personal. You don't want it imposed upon you, but you kind of want to make that decision for yourself and discover that
Yes.
experience for yourself. Is that right?
Yes. Like the pressure of being a certain way because you're Christian or because you're a daughter of a pastor, you're a son of a minister. You want to have that control over your life. You kind of want to be an independent in sort of a way, but you also want to keep like your mentors close, but you don't want them to like be hovering over you in a way. It's kind of like we need a support system to help us on our own journey. And I keep saying journey because life is a journey. And we can't expect everybody to make decisions for us, and we can't expect to know everything just by ourselves.
Mm.
Because as much as we want to be independent, we always need a support system. We always need mentors, guidance in a way. And we can find that through our parents, trusted adults, older friends, and just looking at the Bible and seeing how Jesus lived his life.
It sounds like, so you're mentioning this kind of balance between independence, but also valuing that mentorship, those influences that you respect.
Hmm.
So it's like you want that independence and you value that, but you also appreciate this mentorship from people you respect. Um, and then because I think sometimes people, I don't, have you seen this where maybe Gen Z can get a little flack for being like, well, they just want to do their own thing and they ignore everything anyone else says.
Yes, definitely. Because we like to observe everything, like take a step back and see, okay, this person lived their life this way. Oh, they're taking this path. Okay, what path am I going to take? And sometimes just by looking at the whole picture, we can get a little lost. And that's when it comes to our identity, knowing who we are.
Mm.
And that's why we look to our mentors, we look to our guidance to see what they can help us with to figure out our lives, because we do need to figure out our lives at one point or another. And it's hard to do that without a good support system.
That's good. And it reminds me of, I don't know if you've seen the Cinderella movie that was made a few years ago.
I think.
And Cinderella, oh wait, says to the prince, she's like, just because that's what's always been done doesn't mean that's what should be done.
Hmm.
I always love that line, but that's kind of what me think of. It's like, it's not that you're rejecting how it's always been done. It's that you're critically thinking, and once again, correct me if I'm wrong, is this really the best way? And then
Hmm.
if it is, great, let's keep doing it. But we're not just gonna, Aubrey, you can't just come to me and be like, Emily, you should do that. And then Emily's just gonna listen to Aubrey without thinking about it. You're right. But
Hmm.
instead, like, okay, is that right? Or maybe is this a space to change some things?
Definitely, definitely.
That's
And
cool.
I do feel like Generation Z has had so much backlash on that, like so much negative stuff. Like, oh, you guys don't like doing things this way. You want to be rebellious, you can even say. But no, we don't want to be rebellious. We just want to see things in a new way. Like, okay, can we do this a certain way that is still beneficial and take new approaches to the same concepts, but just new approaches so we can reach the younger generations? We're okay, like in, for example, in church, we're used to reading the Bible, hearing a sermon, and then going home, right? We want more than that. That's why when we have like youth fellowships, we want to have some kind of activity, something to get our minds thinking. Like there's more to this than just that.
It was like faith in action, not just receiving information, but you guys want to act on it.
Yes. Yes.
And according to the Bible, that's actually what we're supposed to be doing. So I think you guys have got that right.
That's good.
I don't think Jesus would disagree with you. And that's why I love this conversation, because it's just highlighting, you know, some really important things of like, you guys want to act on your faith? Oh, well, that's what Jesus calls us to do. And so
Mhm.
awesome. Like
And
that's so cool.
yeah, we have so many outlets now, like just social media in general. Like just posting a Bible verse, you can reach somebody who's maybe been having a bad day, and that Bible verse can speak to them in a way that you don't even know will speak to them. Or simply sharing a positive message, things like that. Sharing videos, like we can get our word, God's word across like so far. We don't even know the power that our generation has to make a difference.
Love it. I'm so excited. I think I've said before, I'm like so excited for your generation to like
Yeah,
continue growing up
we
and
have,
starting to lead.
yes, we have so much potential. We don't even know it.
So much potential. Love it. Well, Emily, I am just honored to be able to walk with you in this season of your life. You're a senior.
Yay.
So I am just so excited to be able to be here during this time in your life. And I'm so excited to see how God continues to use you, use your passions, your gifts, just everything. Yeah.
I just want to leave a message for my fellow Generation Z people out there. Don't lose that motivation that you have. Don't lose that hunger that you have to grow in your faith and reach others, because we have the power to do that. With God by our side, anything is possible. Keep your goals, keep that mindset. God's got you.
You guys, this is Emily. She's wise. Well, Emily, I just want to say thank you again. You're awesome. And thanks for joining me on Zoom
for this
today.
opportunity.
Bye,
Thank you.
everyone.
Bye.